Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? I wanted to say what's up and give you guys like a supplement for your reading and for your feedback this week and your responses on Flipgrid. So I'm going to be sending you this and posting it on Thursday about our reading this week about the two natures and the character of Christ. But I just want to focus on giving you guys something simple. It's like a diagram or a figure to help you understand the two natures of Christ. It's something that helped me a little bit. So I like what it says on page 222. And Jesus indicates that a true knowledge of him is possible through divine revelation, right under the two natures of Christ where the section begins. So a lot of times we talk about how like the Trinity and the nature of Christ is a mystery, and we can almost write it off and use that as an excuse not to care, or like it can't be known. But that's actually the section in Matthew 11:27, where I believe he says to Peter, flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. So God reveals the nature of who he is in the Trinity, and even the other mystery about the nature of Christ, or the two natures of Christ, through his word and by his Holy Spirit. So we don't want to just write it off. And there's so many details. Do you guys notice that? There's so many details about Christ. It's like so complex and yet simple too. But people have gone wrong. And I don't want to give you a wrong figure, even as we talk about this, is almost like a little bit fearful that you're going to do it wrong or that someone's going to trip out. I remember I've taught Bible studies before and people came up and like, hey, you didn't portray that in the right way. One time I did a Bible study and I took off my sweatshirt that I was wearing. And I was like, this is like how Jesus set aside or put aside his divine nature and became a human. But someone was bothered by that because he didn't put aside his divine nature because he was still divine. He was still God, but he did put aside the privileges of, exercising his divine nature at will, or he just laid aside the privileges, like in Philippians chapter 2. He humbled himself, became obedient to the point of death. So he had the choice still. He was still divine, and he was God as a third person of the Trinity, right? We talked about a triangle being the best figure: Father, Son, Holy Spirit. This is God. But when he became a man, what does that look like? I want to use a circle as him becoming a man. And he talked about a lot of the misconceptions, like it's not comparable to a marriage. So his nature wasn't like this, like the joining of the two in some kind of agreement. They're still separate beings, if that happens. So that's not how it happened. And he gives a bunch of them. It wasn't the kind that ties and unites all believers. It wasn't Christ dwelling, or like God dwelling in a body like Christ dwells in us. It wasn't the same. He's a completely unique being, like it says above. So it's hard for us to understand this. And so all of our analogies fail, pretty much. That's why we have to draw something really simple to kind of just give us an idea. So it wasn't two natures combining to make a third. It wasn't Christ gradually becoming divine. It wasn't any of those things. It wasn't two consciences and two wills. Christ cannot properly be described as a deity possessing humanity, nor humanity indwelt by deity. So, yeah, he's one person. Now, what I want to show you guys is all the different heresies and stuff. If you take the circle and you have it cross over, it's like, oh, Jesus was part God, like this much percentage God on his mother's side. And that's not true. That's like the Greek deities, the Greek demigods, those guys, Hercules, who like the gods were their parents, half parents. That's actually kind of what could have happened with the Nephilim in the Bible. But that's not Jesus. That was not him. If you made it like the whole thing, like he's the God-man, which he is, you can say he's the God-man and not the man-God. But then now you have it being like engulfing all that God is and limiting God, or like changing the entire nature of God. But God doesn't change. His nature and his character doesn't change. So we're not doing that. What you do is all he did was he added forever humanity. He added it. So it comes right here. It's added to who he is. It doesn't cross over either way as to change, him from not being a really fully perfect God. And it also doesn't cross over into him not being fully man. So he was 100% man. This is how we describe it all the time, and this is a big part of the mystery, and 100% God. Jesus was 100% man, 100% God at the same time. He added human nature, but it didn't take away anything from his divine nature or anything from human nature, except for the fact that he was born a human like Adam without a sin nature. So he was sinless. So yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. It's just a really good thing to talk about. I'm excited to watch your flip grids this week, and we'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Write to me if you have any questions. If you just want to talk, if you just want to write back and forth, if you have questions about anything that's going on, anything in your life, we want to be here for you. I want to be here for you guys. We love you guys. I love you guys like my little brothers and sisters. So yeah, write to me anytime, my email, or you can just write, call the school. I'll talk to you. I'm here at the school all the time. So talk to you guys soon.